future ahead of you. On behalf of the state legislature, we have a proclamation that's from Senator Greenstein, myself, and Assemblyman D'Angelo from the 14th Legislative District, where this legislature honors and congratulates you upon attaining the rank of Eagle Scout, commends your outstanding record of service, leadership, and accomplishment, exemplified by that rank, and extends to you sincere best wishes for continued success in all future endeavors. It's signed by our Senate President, Stephen Sweeney, and Sheila Oliver, our Speaker of the Assembly.
Thank you, Assemblyman. Are there any others present who wish to speak or make a presentation at this time? Anderson has received many letters and certificates from dignitaries and friends who could not be here this afternoon. I would like to read a few of them, though I'm not sure exactly where we put them.
People can look at them afterwards.
So we can look at these later.
Yeah.
So Andy, it's now time to hear from you. Your turn.
All right. My first address. You want me to do a State of the Lodge address?
No, it's not your first address.
Oh, it's not my first address, but it's the most people so far. That's a record. Thank you everyone for coming. I'm honored by the support and encouragement so many people have given to me today. Everyone in these ceremonies did a great job. Thank you to all of the scouts who did your parts in the ceremony. Thank you to Sahil, who did an amazing job as Master of Ceremonies. Thank you to the Lodge, who performed an amazing four-wind ceremony. Everyone who came from near and far, all the way from the tip of New Jersey, from Hope, New Jersey, all over, thank you for coming. I would like to believe that we are all here today to acknowledge and show respect for the high ideals, responsibilities, and duties of an Eagle Scout. The fire is a central feature of scouting. 2 weekends ago, as you heard, I was elected to be a Vigil Honor member of the Order of the Arrow. During that night, I had to keep my vigil by watching over a fire throughout the night. At the beginning of this Court of Honor, we began by igniting the light of scouting and passing that flames to the color of our flag, representing the integral part that scouting has on our nation. The flame of scouting burns eternally in the heart of mankind and encourages scouts to stay in the program. When mighty Alawat Sakima and the ceremonies team performed the four-wind ceremony, they used the fire at the center of their circle. Scouting is all about fire and the symbolism that it holds. Each scout has his own flame. It may burn strong or it may burn weak, but I believe that it's my duty and the duty of all adult leaders in this organization to help kindle the flame of scouting in each of these young scouts sitting up front here today. Scouting is a journey, and passing the torch to the next generation will ensure that our organization continues to make a difference in every single boy's life. All of the adult leaders who spend their time working with scouts are passing that torch and empowering scouts to be the next generation of leaders in our country. Make sure that you do not waver in your duty to carry the flame with care and pass it on to those who will be in your place someday. So let's give all the adult leaders in the room a big round of applause. This is actually my last event as a youth, my last scouting event. I actually turned 18 in about 5 days. I couldn't think of a better way to finish my youth career in scouting than with over 125 people having here to celebrate everything that scouting has done for me. Thank you for coming. I look forward to working with scouts to help them reach and exceed everything that I accomplished as a scout. I can't forget, though, that I wouldn't be standing here today, ready to begin as an adult leader in Troop 759, if it weren't for everyone who was there for me. You may not realize it, but there are so many people who made this day possible. Throughout my scouting career, you were all there to guide, mentor, and help me along the Eagle Trail. It would take hours naming everyone who had an impact on my scouting life. If everyone who had a difference on my scouting life, from Cub to the Troop to the Order of the Arrow, whether it was a simple pat on the back or a smile of encouragement to hours of hard or strenuous labor helping with my Eagle project, could you please stand up? Everyone who believes they've made a difference in my scouting life. Has everybody? So we noticed that the Eagle Trail cannot be traveled alone. There were so many people who were behind my success who helped me along. I couldn't have done it by myself. It is really the adults and the mentors to these scouts that make this organization thrive. One person in particular has been instrumental in my Eagle process. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time to present the Eagle Scout Mentor Pin. This scouter has known me for more years than I could ever count. I can remember when I was just a little Cub Scout, about 7 years old. It was my first Cub Scout summer day camp. I used to go to day camp every summer because I hated spending the night away from my parents. In fact, I never really liked camping alone until I was about 15. I met this scouter. She was a leader of the camp program. The relationship may have started in scouting, but this scouter affected my life in countless ways. As you've heard before, I'm a homeschooler, and this person was there to support and encourage me through my academic life as well. When it began time to start my Eagle project, this scouter eagerly volunteered to mentor me through this process, serving as my troop mentor. If I ever needed anything, she was there to help me. I don't know how I would have been able to accomplish everything in my life if it weren't for her. I would like to present my Eagle Scout Mentor Pin to my mentor, advisor, and friend, Mrs. Allison Snackett. Thank you so much, Mrs. Snackett. You've done so much in my life. I'd also like to recognize my district Eagle advisor, Mr. John Harris. He came this afternoon, so could you please stand up? He was also There are so many people in the troop who made my Eagle process possible. I couldn't name every single one. There are people who helped me with the proposal, helped me do the project. As you've heard, over 80 volunteers. It was really a great success. I would like to take this time now to thank my family. I know I might not say it enough, but I don't know how I could ever repay you for everything that you've done for me. Mom, you've raised me and dedicated yourself to helping me grow up and develop into the man that I am today. When was there a moment that you were not my closest friend? Someone I could always come to through sickness and in health. Dad, we've had such amazing adventures together. Some of the fondest memories of my life were when my dad and I traveled together to Philmont, Northern Tier, and Florida Sea Base. Going to high adventure is amazing, but it means the world to me that I could share that experience with you. And last but not least, my sister Delia. I think we might be polar opposites, I'm not sure. I'm really talkative, she's quiet. She is extremely artistic. Well, my drawings just scare people. And for everybody in the audience, she also cuts hair and does nails for a really good deal. Delia has been so supportive throughout her life and has helped me through a lot. And I want to recognize her for her unique talents and how important she is to me. You know, she might not get a lot of the recognition that I get, but I still want to make sure that she's the most important person in the world. And so there might not be an Eagle Scout sister pin, but I went to the council office and I found a beautiful Eagle Scout necklace for her. for serving as our master of ceremonies. He told a few stories, not as many as I would expect. I remember this one time when we went to Northern Tier together. You can see some pictures afterwards on that back TV. When we went on our first day, Sahil, where you got like a stomach bug or something? we were going on the Grand Portage, 125 miles. We only had one way to go, towards the finish line. We couldn't turn around. And this guy on the first day was like, oh, I'm so sick, I want to go home. But he wanted to go home, but he just he couldn't pull himself to call in that float plane to pull him out. Because we couldn't get out of there except by float plane. So he stayed in it, and we ended up going the whole 125 miles, including an 8-mile portage, while he carried a gray whale on his back that weighed about 50, 75 pounds, something like that. Thank you, Sahil. Good job. And my final remarks I want to address to the troop. I'd like to thank the troop 759, for everything that you've done for me. I came into this troop about 3-4 years ago, and you guys took me and you guys acted like I was your brother, even though I wasn't with you through Cub Scouts or through the beginning of my scouting life. But I really felt like that I got to know you and really had a lot of fun with all of you. My project was successful because of everything that you guys did. You came and volunteered. It wasn't my Eagle Project, it was our Eagle Project. We had almost 80 volunteers. We had over 560 hours of service. You guys made this happen. I hope that you take from this whole experience, from my project, that of the importance of perseverance. You have to be dedicated to get to the spot that I am in today. If I decided that it wasn't worth the effort, or it wasn't worth the hassle to stay in scouting or go through that bad camping trip in the pouring rain, I wouldn't be standing here today. The spotlight is on you to continue Troop 759's tradition of excellence. Don't take lightly the burden that is on your shoulders. You represent the best of the best. That goes to all scouts. Though you may not wear the Eagle badge yet, I am confident that you are and will continue to be the best that scouting has to offer. The Boy Scouts and the Order of the Arrow have been my calling for years, and I look forward to continuing to give back to the organization that has done so much for me. And I'd like to close with this quote from the ceremony. He who serves his fellows is of all his fellows great. Thank you.
Before we close, we have one last person who would like to speak. Ms. Christine?